Welcome to video tutorial number 2 for BooTweak for Contact. In this tutorial, I'm going to be covering the Ghost Octaves, which is the section in the upper left corner of your performance view here. The purpose of the Ghost Octaves is to take, in one instance, one octave on your keyboard and use it to reassign samples from anywhere across your keyboard to this one octave, so you've got a good little range for playing and for programming your beats in a DAW. Much easier when everything is compressed into one little area. The way you dial in these different samples is up here on these 3 buttons for the first octave. You can see that each button covers 3 notes: C to E flat, E to G, and A flat to B. Okay, and here's C, D flat, etc. Okay, this top knob here tells you this is where you select the octave, which also corresponds to the groups in BooTweak. So by turning this knob, you can get your snare octave, your closed hat octave, or here, usually your C is going to be your kick. Down below, you select the note from the octave. So right now we have a D note, and you've got C up to your B. Okay, and so 4 plus 4 plus 4, 1 octave. The second octave that is remapped is used to select a sample from any of your samples, and to take that one sample and then have 3 different instances of it spread on your keyboard, where you can pan each instance and retune each instance, so you can create little grooves just from one sample with pitched material. And then you can also pan all of these assignments at once with the all pan or with the all tune. Okay, and the all tune. Okay. So let's take a look at the option keys that go along with this. The first option key is set via MIDI. So let's say originally I'm up here in a perk. I'm playing different keys on my keyboard. For example, let's say I'm down the very bottom of my keyboard, auditioning some kick drums, and I decide to choose this one, so I hit the set via MIDI button, key on the keyboard, and there we go, we're back to the original kick drum. These next 2 options are for auditioning the notes automatically when you move the knobs. So when the auto octave knob option is active, I get the auto audition when I move the knob, and for the auto note, I can do the note as well. So it's just a really quick way to hear all these as well without having to play them on a controller. Okay, and the next option, this actually turns the Ghost Octaves on and off. There are zones already mapped inside of Contact in these 2 octaves, so if you just want to hear the notes underneath there without any of the remapping business going on top, you turn that off and you can hear what's normally there. Turn it on and you're back to your remapped notes. Alright, this option button here is octave mode, and how that works is for the last clicked octave, that remaps to the playing zone the 12 notes in that octave. So right now, these notes that are down here on the bottom are now also remapped here to the ghost range. So it's another way. If you'd rather play your controller, then use the auto addition. You can hear the notes in a range in the same fashion. Okay. Here we have hat sync. The samples in BooTweak, the closed hats are generally just shortened versions of the opened hat for consistency in sound. So if you have this activated, when you select a note in a closed hat or in an open hat, it also moves the knob and selects the same note sample in the open hat or the closed hat. Of course, you can turn it off and pick different ones or sync them up. The next option is for keyboard color. When off, you get your plain white keyboard. When on, you can see your different zones, which are color coordinated. So your kick is your light blue, your yellow, your closed hat, your snares. And then for your ghost octaves, each key matches the zone or the group that it came from. So it's a handy, quick little reference there. Keyboard color. Okay. And the final option is to turn the note lamps on and off. When you do a key here, you can see that the notes light up. It actually is a little bit of a CPU drain as the coding goes. So if you'd rather save the CPU, you can turn it off and the lamps no longer light up. Okay. And also, just a quick look at the preset information. These four buttons are numbered 1 to 8. When you've dialed in a bunch of samples that you like, you can save that to a preset location by by alt-clicking one of these keys, and then control-click brings that preset up. So right now we are in preset number 1. I can control-click here, go to preset number 2, or back to preset number 1. You can see these knobs down below changing. Okay, so it's a handy way to get through different sample sets